So today we've got an interesting piece. This one is one that a relative had picked up from a gun show, and it's almost certainly a Pakistani one, at least from the looks of it and the fit and finish. This is probably a more decent one. Just from the looks of it, they actually did a pretty good job of fit up on the handle. There aren't any gaps. The thing though on this one, so I has been requested that I turn it into a knife more friendly to carrying and using every day. So this is from the company Daggers of Destiny, and the bevels are decently even for the grinding bevels. It could be better. You can see the edges, they're not exactly the same. But you can definitely see there the sharpening angle is kind of wonky. And the other thing is too is that, and right there you can actually see that's actually from it being burnt. So that's all got to be removed, which is why for my marker line, then it's just back from that, because that's all going to get removed. So both on this side and also on this side, don't want any of that on the cutting edge. We're gonna come here on the handle. We're gonna come and give it a ramp. So when it's in the pinch grip, so like that, you can see how the finger wants to curl like that. So you can see right here how I have it. Let's see if we can get a better view. But we're going to round it just slightly right. So this is actually going to get removed and flattened out, so that's just going to be a nice smooth thumb ramp right there. Second, we're going to round it ever so slightly for that portion right there, and then we're going to curl this inward so that when in the pinch grip that the finger just kind of wraps around that naturally and it'll feel really nice. I'm going to put a nice ramp on that and just make it so that there's just nice transitions on everything, just super comfy in hands. So when I'm looking at a knife to go and modify it, there's a bunch of stuff that I look at, and those are some of the things. And this one's going to be getting my Shanto blade shape. I've been doing a bunch of testing on it against other thinned out knives, and it's been really nice to use. This is the biggest difference that I found so far is just on dense materials, because this part ends up catching material and helping just make it a little bit easier to be able to get through the cuts. And it acts a bit like mini, especially since it's straight, unlike my finger. That's basically like a mini Warncliffe or section of Warncliffe on that blade. And then I found on this front section, as far as normal use goes, it seems to work pretty well to actually have that rounded. And like on my Quiet Carry Drift, that actually makes it a lot of fun to use for doing food prep. And it goes through sweet potatoes without issues, which that was actually pretty cool. And I was very excited with that. And it also does really well with cardboard, which I still need to show you. That one I got a lot of cardboards that I've cut with it. A lot. Just I've been trying to validate my results with that to see if there actually is any sort of noticeable difference. So I've been trying it against the Steve Clarey Tried and True, and that he did a really good job with his, and his it eats cardboard for breakfast, and with having, at least on the one that I have, the try and true, then it's in Pro Cut 65 HRC, and I maybe had to touch it up once, and cutting through a lot of boxes. But it definitely seems like there is some benefit to having that inward angling for cutting denser stuff. On thinner stuff, it doesn't seem to, the difference isn't as big, and having it be thinner and nice and sharp seems to do more. So, and that's going thinner towards the edge. So on that one, that's what, 0.005, 0.006 BTE. And with the full height hollow grind. And I will try to do a video for you guys. And we might even include this one in that. But you can see right there, we're going to do a fun grind with this. Should be a lot of fun. I'm excited for this one. You can see this is what it looks like before. It'd be interesting to see how it comes out. I'm excited for this one. And we got the stuff so we can be able to re-etch it and get the pattern even better, hopefully. Got a bunch of coffee, and it's got some Gator Piss Max from Baker Forge, which is specifically formulated for etching really nicely and doing it really fast, and doing it on even stainless, which I've been trying out on some spare chef's knives that I've had lying around, and then testing out surface finishes and how it etches and all that. That's been fun. So this one's going to be getting that, and yeah, you'll have to come and join me, and we'll see how it ends up looking after doing all the mods. Thanks for coming to take a look. Thanks.